Brothers and sisters, have you ever wondered how a simple act, like having a Mass celebrated for a departed loved one, can impact their eternal destiny? It might seem incredible, but it's true. This act of faith can alleviate the suffering of a soul and bring them closer to eternal peace. Imagine a soul waiting to see God, held back by imperfections and sins not yet purified. Through a Mass, you can offer them light, hope, and consolation. Today, I will take you on an extraordinary journey into the mystery of the Mass celebrated for the departed. I'll share what the saints, mystics, and the Church say about this merciful act that can transform not only the life of the deceased, but also your own. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal how these souls, once they reach heaven with your help, will become your greatest intercessors. Are you ready? Let's begin this journey into divine mercy. The Holy Mass is the greatest sacrifice that can be offered. It's not just a ritual, it is the unbloody renewal of Christ's sacrifice on the cross, offered for the salvation of all humanity. But what happens when this sacrifice is offered for a departed soul? According to Catholic doctrine, the efficacy of the Mass for a deceased person is immense. The Church teaches that the Eucharistic sacrifice has the power to shorten the purification time of souls in purgatory, bringing them closer to the beatific vision of God.
The Church encourages us to pray for the dead, particularly by offering the Holy Eucharistic sacrifice for them, so that, purified, they may reach the beatific vision of God.
This is why having a Mass celebrated for a deceased loved one is an act of love that transcends time and space. But let's not stop here. Let's delve into the mystery through the experiences of mystics and saints who have witnessed firsthand what happens in the spiritual world. Maria Sima, an Austrian mystic known for her experiences with souls in purgatory, revealed that many souls asked her to have Masses celebrated for them. Maria shared that each Mass celebrated for a departed soul is like a downpour of light and grace descending upon purgatory. The souls receive immediate relief from their sufferings, and in some cases, they are instantly liberated. Maria said,
"There is no greater gift we can give to a soul in purgatory than to offer a Mass for them. The grace is infinite because it comes from the sacrifice of Christ himself."
In her diary, Saint Faustina Kowalska describes the power of the Mass for the souls in purgatory. In one vision, she saw how the suffering souls rejoiced when a Mass was offered for them. Jesus himself told her,
"The sacrifice of the Mass is the greatest gift you can give them. Through this sacrifice, my mercy flows upon them in a special way. The souls suffering in purgatory find consolation and relief through this act of love. It is through the Mass that my sacrifice on the cross becomes present and powerful to purify and bring these souls closer to the eternal joy of my presence."
Padre Pio, known for his devotion to the souls in purgatory, often said,
Every time we celebrate a Mass, we not only offer immeasurable graces for the living, but can also liberate a soul from purgatory.
Padre Pio shared that during the celebration of Mass, he could sense the souls receiving relief through the Eucharistic sacrifice. Many of these souls would return to thank him once they had reached heaven. But what exactly happens spiritually when a Mass is celebrated for a departed soul? Let's take a closer look. During the Mass, the merits of Christ's Passion are applied to the soul for whom the Mass is offered. This means the soul receives a shower of graces that purify them from venial sins and the consequences of sin, shortening their purification time. Souls in purgatory suffer from the separation from God, but the celebration of the Mass brings them consolation and hope. Saint Catherine of Genoa described this consolation as a ray of sunlight illuminating a dark and cold place. When we offer a Mass for a departed soul, we strengthen the spiritual bond with that person. This act of love is a testament to the communion of saints, the living and the dead united in Christ through prayer. Through the Holy Mass, we partake in an extraordinary act of mercy, offering not only relief to those in need of purification, but also opening our own hearts to God's grace. Let us embrace this sacred gift and transform lives, both here on earth and beyond. One of the most beautiful aspects of having a Mass celebrated for the departed is that the souls we help do not remain passive. Once they reach heaven, they become powerful intercessors for those who helped them. Maria Sima shared that many souls returned to thank her and assured her that they would pray for her and for everyone who offered Masses on their behalf. Saint John Bosco, who had several visions of purgatory, emphasized,
"The souls freed through the Masses never forget their benefactors. They become your most faithful intercessors before the throne of God."
It's not enough to simply commission a Mass. It's essential to participate actively by praying and offering Holy Communion for the soul of the departed. This act of faith amplifies the spiritual efficacy of the Mass, as our personal involvement demonstrates love and devotion. As St. Thomas Aquinas said,
"The Eucharist is the greatest of prayers because it is Christ Himself interceding for us."
every time we attend Mass or offer it for a departed soul, we become instruments of God's mercy. Let us always remember that purgatory is not a place of condemnation, but of hope. Through our prayers and Masses, we can accelerate a soul's journey to eternal bliss. As Saint Thérèse of Lisieux said,
If I had known earlier how much the Mass helps souls, I would have spent my entire life offering sacrifices for them. The Mass is not just a help for the souls in purgatory, but an act of love that illuminates their path toward eternal joy. Every sacrifice offered for them is like a bridge that brings them closer to God's light, and every Mass celebrated is a gift that resonates in heaven with an echo of infinite mercy.
Friends, we have the power to change the lives of souls, to be instruments of hope and light for those who have gone before us. Today, I invite you to take a concrete step. Think of a departed loved one and commission a Mass for them. And don't forget to actively participate praying and offering Holy Communion. If this message has touched your heart, share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more content like this. Leave a comment to share your experiences and help us spread this message to as many people as possible. Let us remember that every soul is precious in the eyes of God and that we can make a difference. Let's offer a Mass, pray, and allow God's mercy to work through us. May God bless us all.